Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good morning, and welcome to Coffee Time with Blind United. I am, of course, Ed, and we are joined today by Carol and my brother Pedro. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning.
Pedro, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thursdays, like my better half says. So good morning to everybody. Good morning to everybody online, too. I hope you're having a good one.
Yeah, so I hope everything's working all right. I just got a notification we're having trouble on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sometimes Facebook don't like to play nice sometimes. And sometimes they do, and other times they don't.
Well, it wants to, now it wants me to check Facebook. I ain't finna do all that.
I know. Let's just move on to the groups,
Yeah.
the interest groups for today.
Yeah, so today in our interest groups, we have Let's Talk Spanish with Mr. Jesus Bautista. That's actually one of our faster growing groups this evening. A lot of people want to come in and learn how to speak Spanish, myself included. So if you guys are available this evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, please come in and join us for that one and check it out. I mean, he's a retired school teacher, so he definitely acts like he knows what he's doing, and I believe he does. So, again, please come in and check out that with us this evening. So, anyway, I was going to get into a little bit about Carol and do a little interview with her because she is one of the types of people that Blind United is really trying to, reach out and help in any way we can, and try to help guide and stuff like that. She's newly blind, and then she also falls in that gap where she doesn't necessarily qualify for services, but at Blind United, we definitely believe that regardless whether you qualify or not, you deserve services. So, again, good morning to you, Carol.
Good morning, Ed, Pedro, and everyone out there.
So, just to get a little bit of background, Carol, when did you actually start getting to a point where your vision was becoming a per se disability?
It was probably around 2010 when, the glaucoma came about, and through several surgeries, just trying to keep it, working with drops and all of that. We just tried to do our best, but in 2021, the fight was over and the blindness came, and just trying to navigate and trying to do my best with life as it is right now.
That's right. Well, that's all any of us can do. You got to accept it and move on. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, as they say, cry over spilt milk.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Life goes on. I always say I might have lost sight, but I haven't lost vision on life. So life goes on.
That's right, right. Well, I know we're glad you found us. You've been a great supporter of us since you found Blind United. You participated in quite a few things, and I hope that we're helping you along your journey to get where you want to be, feel comfortable in leading your best life and independence.
You definitely are. Blind United has just been a godsend to me. And every group that I've attended, every person that I've come in contact with. I mean, I just don't know what I would do without you all. And I'm hoping that everyone out there will just, get online or join in any type of the platforms that are available so that they can learn more of how to navigate life as best they can, like I am with through you all.
Right. So, and again, I mean, part of this is, to also highlight what we're doing at Blind United. I mean, so, I mean, I know Carol's been in on our support group where, I mean, we're all blind people that come into the support group, but we don't necessarily deal with the issue every day about how to deal with our blindness. It's more, we're still human. We're still have everyday struggles. We still have, just like everybody else. So the group's more focused on how to deal with, everyday life, and there's certain things in there that, I mean, because if we can eliminate that part of the stress, it makes, dealing with the blindness a little bit easier. But also take into consideration the fact that you're in a room full of other blind people. So, there is a difference in when, you may deal with certain things like for instance, we did what was it, a guilt and shame a while back, or shame and guilt. I forget which way he categorized it, but either way, it was I mean, it was interesting because, some of us, some folks deal with shame and their blindness. They're ashamed of being blind. Why would you be ashamed of being blind? It's not your fault. It's not like something you did to actually, make that happen to you. So, but yeah, she's been in that group quite a bit. She's also been in on our Jaws group. What else you been in on, Carol? The Spanish group, I know.
Been on the Spanish group, did fitness this week. I have been to movie night, and just, coffee time. So it's just been a lot of groups that I've been into that I just really enjoy, you know. And along with the shame and group, shame and guilt, I do remember walking out and I had my blind cane, but I would keep it folded up, and people thought it was a nunchuck, some Chinese type of weapon, because I just was too shamed when I still had a little vision to even pull it out, because people used to think I was faking.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yes.
I have a question.
And
Sure.
I want to welcome Brittany. She's in the studio with us now. So good morning,
Good
Britt.
morning, everybody. And all right, Pedro, go on with your question.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Brittany.
Brittany.
Yeah, Carol. And before going blind, what type of activities you used to do or work in by any chance? Like a little background.
I worked in insurance for 32 years. I retired in 2013 to take care of my mother, who I lost in 2016. And I actually enjoyed horseback riding. I was a avid motorcycle rider. I loved fast cars. I ran. I was a very active individual, and I still try to be a little active. At 5 foot and 125 pounds, I'm unable to run outside like I used to. People say get on a treadmill, but it's not the same thing as having wind in your face. But, just nature walks and things of that sort. I loved concerts and different little things that were just easier sighted than they are not being sighted. But I'm getting back into the atmosphere, you know.
Well, I knew we were kind of kindred spirits, Carol. I mean, we've talked about that a little bit before, and you can still run. We just have to run in a different manner.
In a different manner.
That's all. I mean, we have plenty of folks in the community that actually jog on a daily basis. So, one day I'll introduce you to a few of them, and they can share some techniques with you.
Definitely would enjoy that. Definitely,
So
because I miss it.
I mean, of course, and you want to get back as much of your previous life as you can. I mean, that just takes you one step closer to living your best life and also having that independence. So I mean, that's definitely one of our goals. So I mean, are you fully retired now? Or are you looking to possibly going back into selling insurance again?
I'm fully retired right now. If I do anything, it'll probably be more on a volunteer basis where I'll be helping, other people that might need my help. I'm still part of a village with family and friends, so I try to help them out. They need to have things washed or want me to house sit or babysit for them with their pets or kids, then I can do that.
Right,
But
right, right.
I think I've earned my seat.
That's
you
right,
know,
right.
but I want to kind of do it on my terms and not just have a specific timeline to be at a certain place at a certain time.
Right, right, right. Well, I mean, I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? So, and on that note again, welcome to our village.
Definitely, and hey, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
So, Britt, you got any questions for Carol?
No, you kind of put me on the spot there, Ed.
Well, I mean, I just thought you was already following the conversation, so I apologize. We're just doing a brief interview with Carol because, as I explained, you might have been trying to get into the room at the time. She's technically one of the people that we're trying to reach. Newly blind, and she falls in that gap between, not being able to qualify for services, but
Mm-hmm.
yet because of her disability, she definitely deserves to receive services. You know,
I don't want to take the spotlight away from Miss Carol, but like that's confusing to me because as a blind person, I feel like the younger people get services and the older people that lose their sight get services more so than I don't know, the middle-aged blind people, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe we're all just
Um,
being
it
screwed
kind
Well,
of
over.
the
depends on your
services
assets and stuff like that.
the services that they want to give me is if I need to, need help bathing or getting out of the bed or medication, and those aren't the services that I need. Unfortunately, the things that I probably would need help with, helping me with the bees outside or telling me if there's a spider web in the corner or transportation back and forth to the store, doctor's appointments, things of that sort, I have to come out of pocket with. You know, um, those things, really matter to me. But
so
unfortunately,
let
I just don't
me
qualify for that.
ask a question, Carol. Have you actually been in contact with what is the Texas workforce down there?
I've been in contact with the Texas workforce. Now, they will help and assist me with like technology training to learn how to use my iPhone. Um, and, once I purchase a computer, I'm sure they would teach me on that. I've had mobility skills, and they have given me some courses as far as learning different techniques of how to label canned goods and kitchen items and things of that sort. But
So they haven't actually offered to send you to a potential training center.
well, yes, I not too long ago just finished it was a skip program. It was Senior Keys for Independence program for people that were 55 and up. And they gave us, cooking training. They taught us, as far as more mobility skills. They taught us different little techniques that we can, use to kind of label our clothing and separate out, the jeans from your slacks, long sleeves, short sleeves, t-shirts, kind of organizing things and keeping them in certain areas. So they did kind of teach us different things. My downfall, unfortunately, is I live alone. I have no dependents, no children, and I own my own home. So sometimes, unfortunately, the state thinks that by that qualification, I just don't qualify for a lot of things that they have to offer.
Well, since we have our Texas expert just popped in the room, did you hear any of that, George?
Not yet going, Wes. I'm sorry, just joined in. Hi, Miss Carol. How you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself, George?
Pretty good. Miss Britt.
Good morning, George.
Hey, Mr. Pedro. How you doing?
Doing
Hey, how the
great.
cannolis?
He's
So
got
anyway,
cannolis,
she
huh?
was just describing how she doesn't necessarily qualify for a whole lot of services down there in your part of the country. And she's done the skip program, but because of her assets, she doesn't really qualify for any equipment or anything like that. Do you know anything that might be able to help her?
What kind of equipment were you looking for, Miss Carol?
I mean, I really don't know what I need since I'm kind of new to it, you know.
Well, you know what you
I
could do is talk to your OIB counselor,
Okay,
and since you went through the skip program, just ask them. You know what? I need some what would we call it? Some additional training, like for example,
gotcha.
computers or whatever they did, and then he should be able to. I mean, it's not really based on income. To be honest with you, with the way I understood the vocational rehab. Now, what they can do is do an evaluation on your income, and then they'll do an assessment, and they'll say, okay, you know what, you're gonna get this computer, but it's gonna cost you $10, or you might get this computer, it's gonna cost you $100. But it's not really income based in regards to the equipment you need. It's not like
Okay. Well, I'll
Medicaid.
check it. I'll check it again because the computer and all of that. I mean, even just my phone training by me not working anymore and making a certain amount now and owning my home, I can only get so much as far as technology now. They'll come in as many times as I need to help me with household things of labeling this, that, and the other. But I guess technology costs a little bit more, so it's only so many hours they will give me.
We'll connect afterwards. Don't worry. I have my
Yeah,
connection, so don't
yeah,
worry. We
George,
got it.
and that's right. That's why I brought him in the conversation, Carol. He's down there. He knows the ins and outs of the system. So that's what we do. We want to try to help you where you are, and he can definitely help you and give you the right information because vocational rehab, whether it's in Texas, California, Mississippi, I don't care where it's at, they basically follow the same federal guidelines, if you will.
Okay.
And it's about, when it comes to this, it's more about justification. As long as you can justify the need, vocational rehab they have to supply it. I mean, now the biggest hurdle is, and this is where our self-advocacy thing comes in, is dealing with your counselor, trying to get your counselor to go along with it. See, they want you to follow their plan because they want to get you on their desk and off their desk and close your case as soon as possible. Sometimes that's not necessarily the way it goes. I mean, you have a plan, you have a goal that you're trying to reach. I mean, technically, you need all of these devices we're talking about right now simply because with these devices, you can sit there now, you can be independent, you can pay your own bills, you can go online, you can do your shopping, you need all of these skills and equipment to be able to live that independent life,
And Miss
so
Carol, just to real quick before I forget my train of thought. So just to give you an example, Miss Carol, when you went to the skip program, did you pay anything for that?
No, I did not.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So that gentleman that you met that knows me, that's
Yes.
the guy. That's just in the movie. That's the guy.
Okay.
So that's a good connection right there.
Gotcha.
so
Okay.
so
I
on that
appreciate that,
note,
George.
no problem. Again, you connect with George.
And I appreciate you all. I appreciate all of you.
George is going to take care of you down there in the Lone Star State. So, Pedro, you want to go ahead and hit that social media promo?
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
Little Keurig's new coffee pods are
I gotta say
completely
something. Hearing that in
compostable.
stereo, damn, don't put the bomb pound. Don't put the bomb pound.
Before we move on, any comments, Brittany? By any chance?
She's still there, Britt?
I guess we get them on the next round. We know we talk about K-pods all the time, right, in our coffee. So let's check this one out.
But you'll need a new machine to use them. Intro, the new K-Round coffee pods are made out of coffee and seaweed, but they'll only work on Keurig's new Alta coffee maker. Coffee machine maker Keurig just unveiled a new plastic-free, metal-free compostable coffee pod called the K-Round. This new pod is a little puck of coffee compressed and sealed in a plant-based, food-grade shell of cellulose and starch. There's no little aluminum tab to pull off at the top, no plastic cup or internal filter to dispose of afterward, just a puck of coffee held together by a food-safe coating of seaweed. The K-Rounds are made from technically edible ingredients, cellulose, sorbitol, sodium chloride, and alginate harvested from, typically, seaweed or algae, and they'll biodegrade just like coffee grounds in a landfill or a compost heap. The catch? There's a new machine you'll need if you want to use the K-Rounds, the Keurig Alta. A bigger canvas. This new coffee maker is designed to make a variety of coffee drinks that Keurigs haven't been able to do in the past due to the constraints of the original K-Cup. That's because the company claims it has been limited in how much coffee it could load in the grind profiles. For example, the Keurig Alta will be able to produce the high-pressure environment you need to make good espresso, a first for Keurig. That said, the Alta is backward compatible with K-Cups, so while you can't use K-Rounds on older machines, you can still use K-Cups on this one. With the K-Cup, the canvas that we could paint on was always a little constrained, says Roger Johnson, Chief Supply Chain Officer at Keurig. Now we've expanded that canvas for our coffee development teams and our sourcing teams to really go and paint their artistry. That's the analogy of removing the constraint of that plastic cup. We just opened up the canvas really wide. We can bring all of our knowledge about source and roast and grind to bear. Keurig plans for K-Rounds to be fully compostable by the customer. You'd be able to dispose of them in the same way you dispose of coffee grounds, but there are still some tests the company needs to run before the K-Rounds can be certified compostable. The underlying technology is proprietary, but the K-Round isn't the first compostable coffee pod made out of compressed coffee coated in cellulose. Swiss manufacturer Delica has been making a ball-shaped coffee pod for its Coffee Bee machine for a couple of years now. These coffee balls are fully compostable in a backyard, which bodes well for K-Rounds, because Keurig's technology was developed in partnership with Delica. Phil Drapeau, Senior Vice President of Future Coffee Systems at Keurig, says partnering with Delica was a way to accelerate the timeline on research Keurig has been doing for years. I think at this point it's been for 4 to 5 years that we've been working on this process, Drapeau says. Working.
So that sounds really, really interesting to me. I mean, of course, I got a couple questions. Number one, I'm grateful that they come along. I mean, I love the convenience of my Keurig, but I didn't like the fact of, we're putting more plastic in our landfills, that kind of thing. And so my questions are, number one, me being me, everybody that's on here that knows me, they know I'm not, I don't eat a whole lot of stuff. And my antennas went up when they got talking about this thing being made basically with kind of seaweed kind of stuff. I mean, am I going to taste that thing in my coffee, or is my coffee still going to be dark roast, or, that's number one. Number two, because of our community, I wonder if that machine, the newer Ultra Keurig, is going to be accessible. So that's those are my questions about it. But I'm glad they're doing away with the plastic. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's gonna be in a shell, seaweed shell. I don't know about the taste. They're also gonna be adding starch and things like that.
Yeah, that too.
So I don't know how that can go well with health. The seaweed probably not, but the starch is another thing. It's good that they're trying to figure out how to make a biodegradable pod, so we won't have them all in the landfill and things like that. So that's pretty good. Of it. Any comments, George or Carol?
For me, I normally just traditionally use the old pot where you just pour the water in. I haven't purchased a Keurig, but I am concerned too about the starch, seaweed. Um, it's great that it's not, gonna clutter up the landfill. We've got enough stuff out there already, but um, I'm generally, if something new comes out, I try to wait for the next model and let the guinea pigs like you all use them.
Yeah. By the way, we lost Britt and George. So, I mean, I don't know that. Like, I was at a friend of mine, and they actually had a reusable pod that I thought was really, really cool. Uh, I mean, you just pop it open, put in, whatever the desired amount of coffee in it, and set it in your Keurig. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it basically made coffee the same way that the pod did.
Mm.
So therefore, you didn't necessarily have the plastic pod to get rid of, right? Number two, and I tried to find one. I really did, but you can't find them. But they are readily available in hotels, right? The coffee makers they put in the bathroom or whatever. I mean, they have like a little filter pack that you just drop down in the machine, and it
Yes,
does the same thing like a Keurig machine does. I mean, seem like that technology would suit us, serve us well as on the mainstream.
right. Because those are almost like a tea bag.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't see why they wouldn't be biodegradable. So
Well, something that is reusable and yeah, I think it could be the answer if the biodegradable pods ain't the answer. They might charge more for them too, and having a reusable like those coffee filters that you were saying for the original coffee machines. They do have ones that you do reuse, you just wash and
yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
Right.
And you're not throwing all those filters away every each time you make coffee.
right. You just all you're doing is dumping the coffee grounds out of it, rinse it out, and refill it, and make another cup. You
That's
know,
right.
Exactly, exactly.
So, but yeah, and I actually thought about looking into getting some of them. I mean, again, I love my Keurig. I love doing one cup at a time. That kind of situation. I'm not the person that likes to make a whole pot because I know I'm not going to drink a whole pot.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that was my issue with those too.
so being able to, like I said, make one cup at a time. But again, I mean, I'm being honest. I get my K cups from Amazon, and I do what the subscribe and save thing for these, and I get what 100 K cups,
Mm,
and
mm.
I think it
Wow.
costs me like I mean 45, $50. I mean, when you break it all down, it really comes down to like 43 cents a cup.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah,
You
Okay.
know,
Right.
so
that
Right.
sounds good.
which really ain't bad. But
Right.
Mhm.
but again, you got that plastic K cup that you throwing away. I mean, and I'm trying to be environmentally conscious. I mean, I understand plastic don't break down like everything else. So, again, I think I might want to look into investing in those other ones and the
Yeah,
reusables, and then just find me a good brand of coffee, grounds, and like I
Okay.
said, just go that direction with it.
All right.
Well, is that
go-
plastic recyclable
Which plastic you talking about, Carol?
for the coffee pods that y'all speaking of that you were talking about that you order?
No, well, the ones I ordered, they're not. Those are the original K cups. Okay,
Oh, okay. Okay,
and
I got you.
and they have that whatever is supposed to be some type of coating on them or whatever. They're supposed to. I don't know. When you get into the chemical breakdown of it, uh, it's not something they can recycle and reuse.
Okay,
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah,
they don't want to go through the expense of getting the coffee grounds out of them.
that's true.
yeah.
So I guess maybe if you were to, cut the top off and get the coffee grounds out of them and drop in the recycler bin, probably wouldn't nobody say nothing. If not, let them sort them out.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
And then that point, we're gonna cut to a quick break, and right after the break, I have another article. So let's go.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
The House passed the bill that could ban TikTok, and it wasn't close. Intro: if the Senate passes the bill, President Joe Biden has said he will sign it. This morning, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to essentially ban TikTok, unless Chinese-owned ByteDance divests from the app entirely. If passed in the Senate, TikTok would have about 6 months to untangle itself from its China-based owner. In speeches leading up to the vote on H.R. 7521, known as the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act, members of Congress highlighted the many security concerns with the app, including the potential for employees at the Chinese company to access American user data, and the spread of pro-China propaganda. In a statement released just after the vote, Representative Sarah Jacobs, who opposed the bill, said, "As a member of both the House Armed Services and House Foreign Affairs Committees, I am keenly aware of the threat that PRC information operations can pose, especially as they relate to our elections. Banning TikTok won't protect Americans from targeted misinformation or misuse of their personal data, which American data brokers routinely sell and share." Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said she worried the bill could be used to force the sale of other social media platforms, particularly mentioning X, which is now owned by Elon Musk. Last week, many TikTok users opened the app to see a notice warning them that Congress was planning to ban the service, and urging them to call their representatives. Congressional offices were, apparently, flooded with calls from concerned users. This move may have backfired, demonstrating to several members of Congress the power the app had to shape users' behavior. In her statement in support of the bill, Republican Representative Ashley Hinson asked, "What if TikTok sent out an alert saying that elections were canceled?" But Representative Sidney Kamlager-Dove noted that Chinese influence operations are not restricted to TikTok. In November 2023, Meta announced that it had removed a massive Chinese influence operation from its platforms that had targeted the U.S. Some smaller networks had also targeted users in India and Tibet. Prominent TikTok creators questioned the bill. "It's unclear that this bill is going to actually protect Americans, but I don't think that's really the goal," says Charlotte Palermino, CEO and co-founder of skincare brand Dew, a popular creator on TikTok and other platforms. I find it to be very silly, but I think that it's a nice encapsulation of American politics today, where we have people that do not understand technology trying to regulate it. Palomino sees TikTok Shop as a valuable tool for small businesses and says shuttering TikTok would have a negative short-term effect on Do. Losing that would be challenging, she says. While she's confident Duke could pivot to focus on other platforms, she suspects a tick.
Well, first, let me fully divulge the fact that I don't do TikTok. I don't know a whole lot about TikTok. But when it comes to our data, come on, who's not gathering our data at this point? I mean, Meta's doing it, X is doing it. I mean, you name it, they're doing it. Just visit a website, they do it. It's our data is being, captured everywhere, and once some of these folks, you have to agree to certain things when you come on these platforms. I mean, basically, when you agree, you're basically giving them free reign to do what they want to do with your info. I mean, how many of us actually go through and read, what our information will be used for? I mean, we're in that age where, information is power. I mean, so people are making millions and millions, billions of dollars on our information on a daily basis. So, I mean, just trying to ban one platform, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get that they're supposed to be a foreign country, they're supposed to be one of our adversaries and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I'm not.
Well, one of the things that they're kind of worried that I think they're worried about is when this first came out, TikTok did send a notification and said, contact your congressman about this ban, and young people did that. So
Right.
right there, it flexed some power. Also, side note, MTG, she's worried about X, and X is value has been dropping. It's been going down the drain, and she's worried about X. Laughing out loud because Elon Musk, you know. But that aside, you know, we do. Um, it's not our data they want to protect, um, so much that it might be what they call misinformation, uh, aka fake news for the left. That's the same slogan for the right. Um, and those terms are just general terms of how they're using, you know, and what type of misinformation they're talking about, and what great detail, the evidence they need to provide. And it's true that China is in the parent company that owns TikTok. If it can liquidate its assets from TikTok and I guess have a parent company, not a parent company, but an owner, American owner over here, and separate both. But even then, when they send all the data out, it goes to certain servers that are off our jurisdiction and then goes to them to China. So it's gonna be tough to kind of come to a middle ground from what I'm seeing. But it's true. TikTok is different than YouTube Shorts. TikTok is different than Instagram, okay? Or
Right.
book Reels. Way different. I be on TikTok. I am a TikTok creator. For those that might not know, I create shorts, I create videos, and I use the TikTok platform. I know of other blind folks that are blind creators too.
Right.
They're on TikTok and they do numbers too, and they might benefit from the shop, from the stickers, from the tips you get, and things like that. So this has opened up the door to for people to increase their income. If they would have banned it 2015 or 16 or whatever the day was when it was smaller, they probably would have not got too much pushback. But now they got millions and millions of users. Um, so at that, you know, you got the young folks that are deeply into
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So
So they might see it as, oh, what 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 is going on? But there's two type of standards. TikTok in China and TikTok for the US for like kids is different. In China, they're limited to TikTok. Plus, when they watch TikTok, it must be educational stuff. Um, in our side, the kids just can look up anything. They don't have no type of restrictions and stuff like that. You know, you could go see about parental and watch your kids, but sometimes you're not around 24/7.
right,
So
Of
some
course.
say that that's in purpose to get us off of, to kind of, some say it, and I don't want to say
deflect.
it. Well, dumb us down, to a certain
Okay.
point.
Yeah,
Um, well, I do feel like we do need to improve our educational reach drastically if
yeah.
we're gonna compete for the 21st century.
So, right quick, just want to give Monica a shout out. She's watching us on YouTube, so it's very possible that we're not streaming on our Facebook group. So, but
Oh
welcome, Monica.
wow!
Thank you for coming in, sweetheart.
Welcome,
Uh,
Hi,
Monica.
Monica.
I,
what's you got thoughts on TikTok, Tara? You do TikTok or
I do not. I do not do TikTok. I don't even do Facebook. I've never been on any type of platform like that. But I do
okay?
have young cousins who do it often, and I listen to a lot of it. I mean, some of it just sounds like music and people doing little things. I'm not sure if it's audio
Right,
descriptive or anything like that to where it would be something I would be interested in. I just know it's a huge distraction for them. They don't even
right,
engage in conversation when they're on
y-
this platform. And it doesn't
yeah,
right.
sound
yeah.
very educational to me at all.
Yeah, it depends on the way you use it. I do have it for entertainment, but I do look up for tips and tricks on like computers, Mac, Windows, Logic, and it does shoot them out. If you Whatever you go look for, you're gonna get. If you're just going for entertainment value, trying to kill a minute, and you fill up your news feed, you're about that. You just fill up your feed only on that. That's all you're gonna get. I get a mixture of stuff. I'm into a lot of stuff, but I do get educational stuff. You can learn stuff. They do language learning, learning Spanish, little 1 minute videos to let you show you a couple terms, and you can subscribe to that channel and keep teaching yourself Spanish or a different language. So
Right.
there is sense for educational improvement. A there is a tool within TikTok that we
Okay.
could utilize, but
Now,
Okay.
is it audio descriptive, Pedro? To
no, it's
where,
not, and
okay,
it's not 100% blind friendly.
okay.
Okay.
That's what I was asking.
Okay.
Uh,
I've been
so,
sending the messages, so I'm working on that.
so, so on that note, I'm just gonna say it this way. First off, I am for anybody having an opportunity to subsidize or create an income for themselves. I'm with that. As long as it's legal, I'm
Right.
with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's first part. Number two, I don't give a whatever about what MTG says about anything. I'm
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, that's true. But like the joke is that she was so concerned about X because I don't want to say the term, but she's all worried about Elon.
Well, she probably got stock in X. You know what I'm saying? That's probably
That's
her main
There
true.
you go.
That's
concern.
true.
So
And then
About
that note,
money.
let's go to a commercial break, guys.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. 5. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
All right, guys. Welcome back. I have a quick article about AI that I want to put out there. We also have an AI class that we that does happen in our interest group. So, if you wrote our email down, just send out an email, put in the in the subject that you want to be added to our list. So let's kick this off with this article.
Idle Copilot gets free GPT-4 Turbo upgrade. 3 new features coming to the AI assistant. Copilot drops GPT-4 for GPT-4 Turbo. GPT-4 Turbo now underpins ChatGPT rival Copilot, upgrading the Microsoft AI assistant from the less developed GPT-4 model, according to Microsoft's CEO of Advertising and Web Services, Mikhail Perekin. The best part is that this upgrade is affecting the free tier, which means you needn't pay a penny to access the expanded capabilities. GPT-4 Turbo is an updated variant of GPT-4. As Mashable's Cecily Morin explained, it can process more text in a single prompt. Plus, it supports new vision, text-to-speech, and DALL-E features. 3 new features coming to free Copilot, thanks to GPT-4 Turbo. The issue with GPT-4 is that it has a knowledge base that cuts off at September 2021. Thankfully, GPT-4 Turbo's knowledge base is less outdated. 1. New knowledge cutoff date. GPT-4 Turbo updates Copilot's knowledge base cutoff date from September 2021 to April 2023. As such, you should be able to ask it for more information that was once restricted for free users. 2. Handles about 300 pages of text in a single prompt. GPT-4 only has a context window of 8K. However, GPT-4 Turbo has a context window of 128K. To put this into perspective, as Morin explained, Microsoft Copilot's free tier can now process nearly 300 pages of text in a single prompt. 3. Less lazy. Last December, OpenAI acknowledged that GPT-4 Turbo suffered from laziness. In other words, the model offered lethargic responses to users' prompts. As such, as we reported in January, OpenAI updated GPT-4 Turbo, announcing, "This model completes tasks like code generation more thoroughly than the previous preview model and is intended to reduce cases of laziness where the model doesn't complete a task." You may be wondering, why is Microsoft suddenly being so charitable? As XDA developers pointed out, rumor has it that Microsoft is releasing a new GPT 4.5 Turbo model, which may be reserved for the paid tier, restricting non-paying users to GPT-4 Turbo. Now back to the show.
Well, I mean, number one, I think AI used in a proper way is, again, I've said this a million times. I think it could be a great tool. I mean, especially for us in our community, people such as myself. I'm not a writer. It helps me out a lot. I use it a lot to create emails, documents, different stuff like that. So the thing we got going on in today's world with all these various subscriptions to things, I mean, if you're not careful, you can end up having $150, $200 a month in just subscriptions to different stuff, so you kind of want to watch that, number one. Number two, I mean, if we can get more for free, I'm with it. So
Yeah, and that Copilot app, you could download it in your Apple iPhone. You could get it on your Microsoft computer. I think it's even on the Mac. I'm not too sure, but you could get it on Android, as I've been seeing. So that's pretty nice that we're getting something else, somewhat for free, because there might be an update coming soon. Um, But that's pretty cool that they doing that. So let's now we're gonna move on to the app of the day. So let's check this out.
App of the day. Structured daily planner. Description of app. Sometimes we just need to plan our days to make better use of the hours. Sometimes we just need our days to be more structured. Structured is an app for people who need structure to their life or just like to know what's up next. Calendars and to-do lists can be fine, but sometimes we just need everything laid out, ready for us to tackle the day. Structured helps make that easier than ever, ensuring every task and event is in one place, ready and waiting. All that's left to do is smash the day ahead, checking off tasks as you go. A visual day planner at its core, Structured is the app you've been hunting for. Whether you're trying to reduce distractions by planning your day ahead of time, or you're someone who needs a clear outline of your day to avoid the worry of missing something, Structured has your back, and it looks beautiful while it does it, too. Just a few taps is all it takes to enter your first task, decide when to complete it, and get on with your day. Download Structured today and enjoy features including an easy-to-use app that houses all the little things you need to do today, an inbox for easy task capture, get things out of your head, and somewhere they can be sorted later. Import calendar events to make sure you always know what's ahead. Asterisk, support for the Reminders app, automatically import tasks on iPhone and iPad. Asterisk, iCloud syncing to ensure all of your devices are on the same page, 100% of the time. Notifications so you'll never miss a task again. Asterisk, recurring tasks, set it once, and forget about it until it's due again. Asterisk, notes and subtasks, make it easier to break tasks into smaller chunks while keeping extra information to hand. Over 500 icons to customize your tasks. Asterisk, customization including app color and icons to make sure everything fits with your theme. Home screen widgets to keep your tasks just a glance away. Voiceover support. Support for almost 30 languages, and growing. And more. Structured is free to download, and features marked with a star, asterisk symbol, require Structured Pro, an optional subscription. Structured Pro can be purchased within the app, as a monthly, annual, or lifetime subscription. Terms and privacy policy. That's the app of the day. Now back to the show.
Well, I probably need one because I don't never write down anything that I'm doing. I just fly by the seat of my pants for the whole day. You
Uh,
know,
uh,
it also sounds like, I mean, it sounds like really, really appealing for those that have, the visual of it. It's got a lot of customization on that level. So I know that you are also, Pedro, one of those that like to have that structure. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say about this.
well, it sounds great, yeah. But back to the earlier point, another subscription
Like
for
that.
coding that already has been done and everything. So I don't know. But that aside, the app sounds great. Nice features. The way you got a, let's say, a task or a reminder, and you have sub reminders within that task. That's something that sounds appealing. Able to add a couple of notes and able to import events and reminders from those apps. So when I'm setting them up there, they could just show up in one hub. You know, um, another plus was them widgets you're able to put in your home screen that gives you information. Um, I also have widgets for my reminders and calendar. Um, but if I wanted to see other lists, I would have to go into the reminders app and change. I have monthly reminders that I need to do complete, and then I might have daily reminders that I need to complete also. So I have several lists, shopping list, grocery list, family reminders list. I even have calendars for different things, family and work, even for just personal, and then a couple other ones for other people's that I do things for. So keeping it all together and keeping it all structured makes my day go smoother. Because if I'm not looking at those things, I will go sit down and start scrolling through TikTok, you know, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through Facebook, and I will
Right,
catch
right.
myself like there for hours, and I'll be like, "Oh my god!" But if I have this, before yesterday, I had some time to sit down and go on TikTok. Before then, I didn't go to TikTok for almost a week, and before that, it was another week almost too.
So,
I've been
so what makes this any better than what you already do, Pedro?
I'm about to download it and check it out, and I'm about to put it to the test. I thought it was something
Okay.
nifty that we could probably try out, something cool, something that could benefit those that have tasks. Let's say you have some chores to do and you want to do it in a certain order, you could put all that in the list. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Check those out and be like, okay, boom, that's done, and move on and forget about it, and you know, probably check out monthly reminders, like let's say monthly meetings, monthly bills, and stuff like that. I do
All of
have it
that.
in my reminders app, and it's free. I
Yeah,
just
it's
Right.
want
free
to.
99. Free
Yes, free.
99.
Yeah, exactly. Free 99.
So,
Um,
yeah, I mean, I know people thought I was joking when I was talking about how structured you are. And I mean, again, if that's what helps you do what you do and it allows you to become productive, then I'm all with it. You know, I mean, I think I stay pretty productive. I probably could do a lot more if I would use something like that. But I don't know. I just enjoy it. You know what? I done got this done. It's time for me to take a break. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, but anyway, on that note, Kel, do you think you have a need for this? Or are you pretty good at accomplishing what tasks you set for yourself?
Normally, I'll set my events on the calendar and it will remind me either through
Okay.
email or some form of notification. But it may be
Well,
something that I could use, once
okay.
I kind of get in there and establish and kind of put everything
mm,
together. It would be great.
Right, 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 right.
So I
Okay.
think it would be, yes.
Well, before we leave, Britt, you pop back in. You got any thoughts on this
Oh
last app?
no, I should definitely download it. I probably have like adult ADHD or something. So yeah, that'd be a good thing to download. I'm gonna try it out.
Okay, okay. Well,
any comments we got anybody?
No, just
uh,
Monica.
Okay, okay, okay.
Are we streaming on Facebook? Because I went in the group and in the
no, you missed it, Britt. When I was in here a little bit earlier, it actually stated there was an issue streaming over at Facebook. So I don't know what's going on with it. I don't
Okay.
really know what's going on with it, but hopefully they'll get the replay of it, if nothing else. So if not, well, I mean, that's why we're doing multiple platforms now. You can do X, you can do YouTube, you don't have to just do Facebook anymore, so,
That's
Right,
true.
right.
you know.
And it seems like YouTube is more stable, because Facebook sometimes is iffy. Most of the time it does, but like today was a problem. I think last week we had a day that it was a problem. It was
Yeah,
giving them a
exactly.
message.
Exactly. I
So
mean, and then MTG would say, well, they're trying to attack the boo boo boo,
they're shadow banning us.
Right.
Oh
You're shadow
god.
so,
banning yourself.
Well, I
so
guess I'm gonna have to subscribe on YouTube then. That's the way I'm gonna get you guys. So I'll do
you
that.
haven't subscribed on YouTube yet, Brent? You're fired.
No.
I mean, come on,
Oh wow. We
you're
have a new
supposed.
job opening. I want to put in my application there. Where I can contact you at?
At info@blindunited.org for any questions, any comments, any inquiries, whatever you like to know about Blind United. Just reach out again at info@blindunited.org, and we will definitely make sure we get your answers to you in a expeditious manner. So on that note, we are really close to our time. So I'm going to say Brittany, Pedro, Carol, I really do appreciate you, Monica, and everybody else that may check in and listen to this a little bit later on. So, anybody else got any parting words for us?
Happy Hump Day.
Wait, it's
No,
Thursday.
Oh no,
today is Thursday.
Thursdays. That's how you know we're live, guys.
Today's Thursday. Sure,
Oh,
happy
my.
it's Thursday.
Yes. Make it a terrific Thursday.
And don't forget to come in and check us out at 5:30 Pacific time, or as Brittany loves to say, PlayStation time. And come on in and learn a little bit of Spanish with us this evening. So I look forward to seeing you folks there. And again, thank everybody. Thank everybody in the cyber world and on the various platforms we're dealing with. And we will definitely see you on the next one. A little side note, you will be dealing with Pedro and Brittany and whoever else tomorrow. I have some other stuff I've obligated myself to do, so I won't be here. It'll probably be a better show without me, but you guys have fun, and I'll see you next week. Everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. But coffee time will take place again tomorrow at 9 a.m. PlayStation time. Have a great day.